Today we're going to talk about forgiveness.
First thing that we must understand is since we've been forgiven, we must give forgiveness.
I find it such a contradiction that the forgiven struggles to forgive, or those who have been given grace start choking when it's time to speak the language of grace to somebody else.
Forgiveness is something we extend not because we feel like the violator deserves it, but because we violate ourselves by allowing unforgiveness to take residence in our hearts.
And the landlord is bitterness, because usually when you don't forgive, you become bitter.
I don't wanna be bitter. Yeah, I don't wanna be bitter. Yeah.
And I hear you, but hear me out. Sometimes we get hurt because we place our trust and emotions in the hands of somebody who swept us off our feet but had no intention of catching you. And this is why wisdom and discernment are so vital for our hearts. Because in life we will always encounter people who are either a partner or a parasite. But when you have no wisdom or discernment, you'll end up putting the parasite in the suite and your partner in the basement. Tweet that. Because you know you can't tell usually if you have a parasite. Over time you will.
Right.
But at first, you're riding for somebody who won't even walk for you.
And one more thing, sidebar, you haven't truly forgiven them if you keep bringing it up. That's not forgiveness. That's keeping a record.
You shouldn't have to check behind every Instagram post. What picture did he like? Where was he at? What does his Twitter say? What does his Facebook say? You don't have to chase after kings. You have to chase after dogs, though.
Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out?
Last thing, and I know this may be a little hard to swallow, but you don't have to get an apology before you forgive. Jesus gives us this beautiful model as he's being crucified by the people who are afflicting him. He says, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. These are people, we don't know if they ever repented or not, but sometimes you will cross paths with people who offended you and never will give you an apology. So don't just sit there and wait for the offender to acknowledge the offense, because they may never acknowledge the offense. So here you are bitter and they're not even thinking about you. So you give forgiveness even if they don't apologize. Why? Because forgiveness frees the prisoner. And once you forgive, you'll recognize the prisoner was you.
Until the pain of staying stuck exceeds the pain of change, you will always be stuck.
Forgive. It's the bottom line. To be free, it starts with forgiveness. Forgiving, you forgive to free you. Really has nothing to do with them. This is Redefined TV,
where we are redefining relationships righteously.